When your 10-gallon hat is feeling 5 gallons flat, you hanker for a hunk of cheese. press the button, and away we go. Well, good Lord, it's a Tuesday. It's May 9th. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the show. Everybody just sit back and relax. You don't have to do anything, okay? I promise tonight all of the activities, leisure and otherwise, will be performed by your gifted and talented broadcast professional. That would be me. So we'll get the screen set up first here, make sure we're where we're supposed to be. Then my wife won't complain that she's like, you didn't center the camera. I told you to center the camera. You didn't center the fucking... I'm not going to do... I have learned something tonight, and we may have to make a staff change. I know this is going to come as a surprise, but I want to tell you, you guys, let's go back in time, shall we? Do you guys remember, you guys see the intro. You guys have seen that we've had some changes to the intro here and there and everywhere. And this intro is 99% done by Ashley, by Mrs. Big Rig, by Ashley. She's a lovely, wonderful girl on staff, and she does the new intros, and we're very pleased with them. We're very pleased with her efforts. She focuses. She does a good job, and she's tolerant of all of my terrible demands when I scream and yell and cry like a baby. She does a good job at fulfilling all of the tasks that are assigned. However, remember, everything you say before the word but or however is just bullshit. Let's get to the... All right. But before we go there, before we get to the other side, I want to point out that when... do you guys remember who did the intro before? Do you guys remember? Remember Allie from Boston? She was on staff here for a very long time. She's beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful, talented Allie. Yeah. And she did the intro. And now we have Ashley, beautiful, talented, lovely Ashley. One thing I noticed just moments ago, the staff has no idea what I'm saying. My wife has no idea what I'm saying because I just figured it out. It just came to me like a bolt of lightning. Got it. I complain, and I've been complaining, and you guys have heard me complain that YouTube will demonetize our program. It turns off the money right away. You can still donate money, but there's no advertising, no nothing, because they say, no, you're demonetized. I took a screenshot of it right as we were going on live because they changed it from green to yellow, and I got pissed, and I sent it to the staff. I'm like, motherfuckers, they're doing it again. To which everybody was beating the drum and raising his pitchforks with me going, yeah, goddamn YouTube. However, how come every single time now we get demonetized temporarily, and then we ask for a review. We win the review, and they say, oh, yeah, you're good. And we're mad because the show's over. Who's going to watch it now? Very few people watch it after the live stream. Would you not agree? Yes. Okay. So what I learned at this very moment, seconds before going live, we were green, and then the intro came on, and it automatically hit an algorithm, and we were flagged. Ashley has done something inappropriate that the algorithm, that the computer science of YouTube is picking up on that obviously we're not. Now, I don't know what that is, but I know that we never had this problem with Allie from Boston. No, never once. But the new intro that Ashley's in charge of is getting us flagged every single time. Now, we're winning the appeal after a person looks at it. I don't know whether Ashley slipped in there subconscious, like one frame that we can't see. You know, in the movies, they do a flash of a hamburger and a hot dog. We can't tell. We can't see it. It's subliminal advertising. You go into the movie theater right in the middle of Top Gun Maverick, boom, they show a big thing of popcorn, and half the audience gets up to go get popcorn because they put it in your brain. It's true. It works. It's proven. I'm along with that. Fine. Tell me when I'm supposed to go eat my hot dog. I'll get out of my seat and go eat my fucking hot dog. I got it. So I'm not sure if Ashley is slipping in something that's getting us flagged, something the computer can see, something the algorithm can see, but nothing the human eye can take notice of. Subliminally, maybe she's putting in messages that say something like, you know, Ashley's wonderful. Everybody loves Ashley. Now, those in itself would be no big deal. They're not inappropriate. The algorithm would never pick those up. But Ashley has a habit of writing those kind of things on the picture of an ass or boobs. Now, I'm not saying they're hers. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that if she throws, maybe the computer spots that. And when the human reviews it, they don't see it. They're like, nah, tells the algorithm, you're seeing things. There's nothing there. But maybe she's put 5 or 6 of those things so we would all fall hopelessly in love with her. But she did it in a slightly inappropriate way. The algorithm is maybe she's ruining that for all of us. Maybe the $13.78 that we would normally get on our live stream, maybe there's a chance Ashley is willing to forego that money for us so that we would all watch the intro and fall hopelessly head over heels in love with Ashley. Now, it's possible. I'm not saying it's true. I can't see things as fast as a computer algorithm. But let's be honest. If I said show of hands, who loves Ashley? Well, I do. I love Ashley. My wife's in there raising her hand. She loves Ashley. Most of the moderators, we all love Ashley. So it's working. Apparently, her ploy is working. The proof is in the pudding. Ashley, I'm going to go back over every live stream, and you owe me $13.78 times however many live streams you've been putting up inappropriate messages so that we would all be hypnotized and fall at your feet. Clearly, it's working. I'm just saying. If not, then we have to make a change around here, and Ashley's going to have to leave. No, Ashley's going to have to go because, first of all, we shouldn't be putting up subliminal messages about anybody other than this guy. That's rule number 1. The rule number 2 is you got caught. If you're going to do something wrong, don't get caught. No. See, I do stuff like that subliminally, and I'm okay, and everything's fine. It works out. But Ashley did it and got caught. Silly girl. And there you have it. All right, so we're moving right along to the next thing. Where are we down here? I'm scrolling through to see who's here. Who is here? Josh D is in here. I can't even say that name. And that looks like that person is saying a bad thing. Now, see, I don't know what that term means. Could C. Dunham Verona wrote simps. Now, isn't that's, I know that's modern terminology. That's slang that's beyond Generation X. But isn't simps, doesn't that mean like there's something wrong with us, like we're all submissive assholes or something? No, I'm seriously asking. I don't know what the word simps mean, but if Cuddenham Hamnam Verona, what a kind of fucked up name that is, if they're calling us all simps, should I be mad about that, or is that some sort of backhanded compliment that I just don't understand? Now I'm just asking. It's on my screen right now, right under Loud One, who was raising his hand, and Uncle Meow Meow and Loud One, and then Sydenham of Verona. You got to tell me because I don't know what it means. If it's all fucked up, then we got to kick his ass and get him out of here. I don't know. I'm just saying it stopped on the screen. Okay, Tommy says simpletons. All right, that sounds more Generation X terminology. I get that, but he wrote simps. That's a bad thing, right? No, I've heard that before, and it never turned out good. Everybody said simps. No one raised their hand and go, yeah, that's me. No, I never heard that. So, all right. Anyway, so just letting you know. But I don't know what he's talking about. I'm asking. I'm asking questions here. Let me jump over here between the sheets. For those of you who don't know what the sheets are, I have another monitor over here with Google Sheets open up. I have Gen X Mom between the sheets, my wife between the sheets, which is where she does her best work. I can tell you that. Grey Wolf Outdoors, member for 1 month, bottom of the Glass Nation. Grey Wolf, thank you for joining up. Thank you for sticking around, buddy. We appreciate that. Samuel Pancake, welcome being an extra. There's another one. I hope you guys said something to him as it went by. I didn't see it. I hope you should say congratulations, thank you, whatever is appropriate. Loud One, $5, term a whole screen teal, says, I'd like you all to congratulate Ash. Somehow she has managed to deal with me for 5 months. She may need a medal. Loud One, we all need a medal. All of us. Magsy, whoa, that is a fine, fluffy beard. It's not even mine. This is not my natural beard. I take this off. I'm clean shaven. I pull this off at night. I set it on my nightstand, scratch my face, and go to bed. It's a true story. Well, at least it's true. It's a story. All right. Chush, member for 8 months, bottom of the Glass Nation. Yes, sir. Pouring a drink for Loud and myself right now. Love the bottom of the Glass Nation, baby. Chush. So lovely to have you here. Tori Randolph, member for 6 months. General, on the podcast was Steve's brother, Glenn, the only one who taught him. On the podcast was Steve's brother, Glenn, the one who taught him to drive a stick shift. General, on the podcast was Steve's brother Glenn. Steve's brother wasn't named Glenn. His name was David. Steve's older brother was Dave, spent most of his time in Texas. Glenn's older brother was Andy. I don't know if Andy could drive a stick. Glenn could drive a stick. Steve could drive a stick. I think Steve's dad taught him to drive a stick. And then as you know, in the podcast, I learned a lot from sitting in the passenger seat, running around with my buddy Steve, because he had his car way before me. So I think that's how that checks out. But Tori, we have all lit you up in the food thread because she got her perfume and you have not been posting your food porn. We're all dying for it. Get back on Discord. Show us all those delicious things you're making and how you plate them. We love the pictures. Makes us all hungry. Please, 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 Tori. We've lived up to our end. Now you live up to yours. All right. Haywood. His name's Haywood Jablomi. Hey, would you blow me? Oh, that's funny. You see, you didn't have to trick me. I don't mind saying it. In fact, I enjoy saying it. Hey, would you blow me? $5.50. I identify as gender, non-binary, multiracial, lopsided, semi-vegan, pastafarian squirrel in a wheelchair with a speech impediment. Bow to me. I think you hold the record for the most minority groups in one sentence. And we do. If there's anything we can do to further your celebrity career, please let us know. Because here at Gen X Talks, we are many things, but above all, we are accommodating. Yeah, we're known for that. All of us. Disney Kid, member for 6 months. Cali Cat loves your beard tonight, General. After all, chicks, man. Chicks. Well, I know. Cali Cat's got a special place in her heart for my beard. Well, that's not true. She's got a special place near her heart for my beard, if you know what I'm saying. Cody Boyce, did I say that right? Shout out to me, please, for prayers to have strength. Cody, whatever you're going through, man, I hope God gives you the strength to get through it and make the right decision. God knows I've neither had both, so hopefully he'll take all the shit that I should have gotten and give it to you. There's a lot of it out there because I didn't use any of it. I failed every chance I got in spectacular fashion. Eric Carney, hey, General just joined. How's your day? My day was actually really good. I got a lot of stuff done. I was walking my fat ass around Home Depot because my wife was like always encouraging me to get up and walk, and I'm doing that more. Walking more, pains are going away, joints are getting back in fashion, pounds are coming off, I'm moving, I'm grooving, I'm shaking, I'm going forward. And the way she says, I'll buy you something at Home Depot and if you walk. So I walked all over the place. And you never know what you're going to get. When my wife says she's going to buy me something at Home Depot, you know, the other day she bought me a set of Milwaukee tools. True story. She did. I was like very excited. Today, I got a bag of concrete. Ready Mix. 2 of them, about this big. So, you know, but you have to play the odds. You got to keep going. Okay, this is like blackjack. You can count the cards, and eventually, I just wish she'd tell me what aisle I'm getting something on. It may make me choose whether I'm going or not. But she always tells me, she promises I'm going to get something. Oh wait, I did forget. I got a double-sided also with my concrete. I got a double-sided carabiner today. I didn't even know they made a double-sided one, and they did. And she knew right where it was, and she led me to it, and I said, yes, please, thank you. And we got that, the concrete, and I was on my way. So, you know, you win some, you lose some, but anytime I get something from Home Depot or Lowe's, it's a win. I think we've mentioned this before. I think I like the store Lowe's better than Home Depot, but I know where everything is in Home Depot. I've been to Lowe's a ton of time. I cannot figure out where anything is ever. I don't know why. For years we've been going there. I cannot tell you where stuff is. And maybe it's because in each store it's different, because in our town there's like 5 Lowe's and every store is a little bit different and all the Home Depots are almost identical. Maybe that's it, but I would prefer to buy the things from Lowe's, but I can't find anything. So okay, maybe the only one on that. If you're with me, good. Glad you're coming along. All right, where was I? Insurmountable Cali Cat. Member for 8 months. She's an extra. She's closing in on that big red one. Matthew Lambert. I've been playing the Gen X podcast reruns for my farm stand. Oh, for my farm stand in Reno on my BT speaker the last few weeks. So many people were laughing their asses off, always asking, who is this? The Gen X Talks podcast, baby. Well, thank you, Matthew. That's the best advertising we could ever get. Word of mouth. Thank you for doing that. You have no idea how much that means to us here. That's fucking huge. Yeah. None of the rest of you were doing that. How come all you guys that work at NASA don't just go in there and plug that into the speakers? Quit listening to elevator music at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena. Over the speakers should be coming Gen X Talks. Forever, it's a gift that keeps on giving. Tomorrow, we're going to find out who got fired from NASA. No Go 50 got his big red one a little bit ago. Member for 14 months, bottom of the glass nation for Gen X Talks. 14 great months and many more to come. Circling the wagons and drinking the whiskey. Thank you, No Go. I appreciate that. Eric Leroy, member for 13 months. Eric also has his big red one. Legion of X, the campfire is lit. Put your feet up, baby. Pour them if you got them. Lionheart, 14 months. The big red one for Lionheart. Bottom of the glass nation. No Go, congratulations. And back to Lionheart. He's on staff here now. He wasn't when he joined, but he is now. Timothy, how do you deal with your boy? Oh, I think you guys know. Plus a lot of alcohol. I mean, heavily sedated. So one thing you learn from raising 8 children is as the children become teenagers, your alcohol bill grows. When the kids move out and go on, the alcohol bill comes down. Of course, right about that time, my wife is getting older. Ooh, alcohol bill goes up again. It's all relative. It's all dependent upon your perspective, and I have the ultimate perspective in mind. Samuel Pancake. So, what are we not drinking tonight? I chose not to put anything in front of me, and I got so much stuff going on that if I fall and get shit-faced, plus I got things to tell you. I have some really important stuff. You guys want some cutting-edge stuff? I have some inside perspective on 2 things that are currently national news that you are never going to hear on any other podcast, on any other live stream. Well, that's not true. Tomorrow, you'll begin hearing these 2 perspectives. Not out yet, currently unavailable. You guys are going to get to hear it first. You're welcome, America and Denmark. Patrick Timey, welcome to the Bottom of Glass Nation. The Shoeless Joe Jackson. Shoeless Joe. Shoeless one gifted 5 memberships. It just says Tom. They're not there again. Again, they're not giving us who the memberships went to for some reason. Tom Slum, dude, I've been following you, and I don't even know your name. I think you are a very wise person. I will follow more. Yeah, these aren't the droids you're looking for. You don't need to know my name. It doesn't matter. I can remain completely nameless because I don't want credit for anything. It's not true. I want credit for all of it. I even want credit for the shit I didn't do. All right, here we go. Now, this is important. There's a couple things. I wrote some notes. I circled some things. So if I have to refer to my notes for a minute, please forgive me, but I do need to go look at them. But I want to talk about 2 things. One, you guys are all very aware of the DeSantis-Disney rivalry that's going on. Everybody talks about it to the nth degree. Who, where, why. They move some pieces around the board, and then DeSantis comes along and dissolves the board. But they passed the law before they dissolved it, so that now he has to come in with the higher up above the city council, and the county has to undo what they did and veto their contract. And then they took him to court over that. But it's a big mess. Everybody knows. Everyone knows the whole story. Has anybody, I went digging for this, okay? Who is the new CEO? Who's running Disney right now? That's right, Bob Iger. Been there before, back there now. The other dude left in a big fucking hurry because he was fucking everything up. Now think about this. Why Iger comes in, sits down, the woke movement is in full effect. The Marvel Star Wars thing is in disarray and collapse because they flooded everything and fucked everything up, okay? DeSantis is on the attack. Iger steps in. Now, first of all, that's beautiful. Think about it from Bob's point of view. He didn't cause any of this. He didn't make any of these bad decisions. He's just a guy trying to fix it. Nobody's going to be mad at him. Shareholders love this guy, all right? But he's being very quiet. Very few comments here and there. Go dig around. Try to dig up everything he said about the whole war between Disney and DeSantis. Go pick out everything he said. Very small. Very subtly, like, well, Disney's going to win this and Disney will be fine. Disney's will prevail. Small stuff like that. Not getting in the weeds at all. Now, before we try to figure out why, because no one's talking about why isn't this guy up in arms? Why isn't he just absolutely he's done a couple things, just small. Why isn't he at the forefront? When you think of this, it's always DeSantis' face versus the castle, the Disney castle. I think it's even the castle in Orlando, which is that Sleeping Beauty's castle? Wait, which castle is that? Cinderella's castle. Okay, that's the Cinderella, because it's a different castle for each place. It's true. That's what you see, DeSantis and the castle, right? They don't show Mickey Mouse. They don't show Bob Iger. It's just the castle. All right. Why is Bob being so quiet about this? And before you figure this out, before anybody even asks, because this popped into my head, and, well, I think it's brilliant. But we'll get to that. Iger used to be a registered Democrat, but he was also on candidate Donald Trump's strategic and policy forum for a little over half a year. Okay? And then when he removed himself from that because he didn't agree with pulling out of the Paris Agreement, the climate thing, because he leans a little bit into the climate thing, he changed from a Democrat to an independent. Did not want to be associated with the Democratic Party, but couldn't go to the Republican Party because, there's some certain thing. But he's his own man. He's his own guy. I don't think he's on board with any of the woke shit at all. Any of the Me Too stuff at all. And what better way to get things back? Could he go in there as CEO and say, all right, we're getting rid of all this woke shit. Fuck it. It fucked up Disneyland. We're turning it around. Everybody just try to fit in. We're not making any special accommodations for you. Just fit in. All right? He can't really do that. That would create waves and be a big thunderstorm. But if DeSantis comes in and does it for him, if DeSantis wins this thing and a lot of the legalities change and it cripples some of that stuff, Iger can come in and clean up the mess and go, all right, let's move this piece here. Let's take this down. DeSantis is on the warpath. Let's pull this back and change this. He'll leave us alone. He doesn't like the woke movement. He doesn't like the stuff. So I'm trying to make money here. Trying to make money for the shareholders. I'm not picking sides. So let's just find a way through this to make money. That's what he's there for. He could make changes and blame DeSantis because if DeSantis wins all this and it cripples a big part of it, he can pull back and say, we brought this on ourselves. We've made these decisions. We've made these changes. We tried to enforce policies. We fucked up. Now, it wasn't me. You guys did this before I got here. If you'd have just left it alone, DeSantis probably would have left us alone. You fucked up. And he comes along right now, quietly, not saying much of anything, hoping DeSantis wins. He can come in and clean up the mess, blame it on DeSantis. Why not? It's already happening. He's already there. He didn't cause any of it. He isn't the root problem for fixing it. He just has to wait until the chips fall. Now, if he wanted it to go the other way, don't you think he'd be out there screaming? Don't you think he'd be calling meetings with DeSantis going, okay, whoa, buddy. Hold on now. I'm here to make money for the shareholders and make Disneyland the most happiest place on earth again. Buddy, let's have a beer and let's talk about this. Wouldn't he be doing that? He's not really trying to slow any of this down. Mr. Iger, why aren't you doing more? Well, you just let the lawyers handle this. I'm just not really I'll let the lawyers do that. But if it was going against his wishes, he would be very vocal. He would be out there raising Cain, would he not? Because then even if he lost, he could say, well, I was with you guys. We went down fighting. You could see I was out there with that flag in my hand ready to... But he's not. He's not doing any of that. Not even a little bit. It is my contention, it is my estimation from being on this planet for half a century that I think part of the story that we're all missing, part of the story that no one is focusing on, is Iger being quiet is complicit to a certain angle he wishes will unfold. Now, if I just outed the dude and he's watching the program right now, which he probably is, all the great CEOs tune into the Bottom of the Glass Nation. That's how that goes. He's right. He's pounding his fucking fist going, General, God damn it. Now, tomorrow morning, I got to get up and start answering these questions. Every reporter is going to be, so you're being quiet. Do you not, are you not standing up for Disney? Are you really in bed with DeSantis? Maybe tomorrow he's going to be pissed at me because now those are the questions that are come. But if you hear anything like that anywhere, don't be fooled. That wasn't on someone's notepad they were getting ready to ask somebody something. No. That came from us here tonight. That's right. Bottom of the Glass Nation, solving the mysteries of the universe, answering and inciting the tough questions for the rest of America to carry the mantle and run tomorrow morning with. You're welcome. Only from the mind of Minolta. All right. That's one. That's one I wanted to bring up. So write that down. That's important. Write that down. Know that will now become a question. Now some of the other news sources are going to pick up on that and go, come to think of it, where's Iger in all this? Why isn't he championing the cause? Where's the guy, man? He's the captain of this ship. Why isn't he saying shit? Sorry, Bob. I love you, buddy. Don't revoke my yearly membership, please. Just thought I'd throw my 2 cents in there. I probably wouldn't have if you'd taken my call today, but you didn't. This is what happens. I called for a comment. You declined. Well, here you go. Freedom of the press, man. Freedom of the press. Of course, I'd actually have to be press, which I'm not. All right. That brings me to Sunny Point number 2. This is the one that you're either going to pick up a pen and start taking notes, or you're going to hang up and go do something else. But I promise you, there is something that nobody's really paying attention to. You guys have all heard the story of the California paying slavery reparations. Black people are getting reparations. $800 billion is the estimate if all the reparations got paid to everybody in the matter. And even though our budget for the year is $265 billion a year, that's 2.5 times our budget. But let's fuck it, let's just do it. So I started looking into that because everyone says, well, they passed it the other day, just yesterday or 2 days ago. They passed it. They voted on it. They passed it. Now it's all hitting the news that this is just going down the road. And I thought, wait a second, hold on. I don't remember the legislature even being in session and voting on anything here in town. Let me hold on. And I've been listening the same as you. I've been listening the same stories you guys have and all this stuff. And I uncovered a couple things that were kind of peculiar. I think I should share them with you. I think they're part of the story that no one is talking about. You watch The View and all he says, yes, and it's money and they deserve it and it's better than an apology. Apology will not suffice. And this money is just the beginning of going a long way towards the right people for the right reasons. All right. Shut up. Then you hear the other side. The reparations are bullshit. California was never a slave state. They never had slaves. They never sold slaves. No one in California ever was a slave. No one was ever a slave owner. It's all bullshit. That's the other side. They're screaming, yelling. And the only thing I can say that even marginally crosses the line is that when California became a state, I guess it was around 1850, there was a federal law in place, and I can't remember the name of it right now, where a state could go into another state to retrieve a slave. At the time, slaves were property. And it was, if you were in Florida and you wanted to go to, New York, you could go and retrieve your property. And so some slaves that ran to California. And when California became a state, they did allow people into California to hunt them down, retrieve them, and take them back to whatever slave state they were from. Okay. They were complying with the federal law. Now you can say they shouldn't have, and you could say they should, but they did. That's probably the only thing that I would say. Yeah, you fucked up. You should have stood up to the government and said, "We're against slavery and all your slavery laws. Keep them over there on that coast. We're not like that over here." No, they could have said that, and they did. But that's as close as you're going to get to anything factual about slaves in California. That's it. So if they came and during the time before the Civil War, before it was over, in 1860 for 13 years, you can add up, if you can prove you're a descendant of someone who was removed from California and taken back to their slave state, if you're one of those descendants over those 13 years, you might extrapolate, well, California fucked up and okay. But that's as close as you're going to get. All the rest of it is a bunch of complete horsebucky. Every fucking bit of it. All right. Just lost my sheets here. Okay. Now, on its face, what is everybody saying? Well, what are the big numbers? Well, they get a free house, $1 down payment. They get $92,000 a year for 250 years. They get $1.6 million each. I mean, these are all the numbers that they're different. They vary. But this is all the numbers they throw at you. And then either they say, yes, this is a good start, or they say, no, this is bullshit. But we've all heard the same numbers. Every bit of it is a lie. Yeah. All the stuff that they've been saying is it's all bullshit. Because I looked it up and I read, first of all, they didn't vote anything. There was a recommendation committee. Okay. There was a task force that's been around for 2 years. And the task force finally says, this is what we are going to propose to the California state legislature. And they listed all this shit. That's it. That's what's happened so far. Okay. So I'm going to read you some of the stuff. Let me pull it up because I made the notes here. The task, they break this down. This is the part that's going to get confusing. So follow me. They break down each type of payment that a person might be able to receive into blocks. Okay? There is a situation. There is a block. There is a ward that you have to fit in to get money. You don't just walk up and say, my great-granddaddy was a slave. I'll take my $1.6 million and I want that house. Not how it goes. Not even close. All of that stuff has been a lie. Now, follow me. So I'm going to save that one for last. That's a big one. That is a confusing fucking one. That was the Bob Iger thing, but I already did that one because I got past it on my own. Didn't even need a note. Thank you very much. Come on, stop. Go there. Okay. Okay. I'm going to read this. For those who faced discriminatory housing policies in California between 1933 and 1977, comma, stop there. So in other words, this payment that we're going to get to in a second is only valid to anyone who faced discriminatory housing policies between 1933 and 1977. The proposal suggested $148,000 per person or $3,366 for each year they lived in California and were discriminated against in the housing industry, rental, purchase, whatever. Are you following me on how this is going to shape up? First, you're going to have you can't just move here from back east and say, "Hey, I'm here," because the rules say you have to be living in California for 6 months before you can even apply. And when you apply, there's certain rules that go along with each block. This is one block. This is one way you can get money. Were you living here between 1933 and 1977? Can you prove that? Were you discriminated against during any housing on your rental or your purchase? Were you? Can you prove that? And then how many years were you here? I doubt anybody was living here in 1933. So what are we talking about? How many people are going to go apply from, 1965 on? But you have to jump through all those hoops, and you only get $3,366 per each year that you can prove those set of conditions in that block. Moving on. Read another one. Where is it? Come on over here. Okay. for restitution for what they're calling slavery mass incarceration. All right. For restitution for mass incarceration and over policing in black communities, the proposal of this block provides $115,260 per person or $2,350 per year of each year of residency in the state since 1971. Read it again. Proposed for each year of residency in the state of California since 1971. So some jabroni moves here from back east, says, I've been here living 6 months. Where's my $1.6 million? All right, well, we're going to give you $2,350 for each year you lived here because of bad policing and incarceration since 1971. Well, I just moved here. How many people have actually lived here since 1971 and haven't left? I'm telling you, the numbers of what they're talking about by how these blocks are all cut out is insane. Now, I'm going to do one more. I'm not going to do them all. I'm going to do one more for you. And then I'm going to move on to my thoughts on the matter, which is really what we're all getting at, isn't it? Yeah. Healthcare disparities Black Californians have faced, including environmental pollution and discrimination by healthcare workers. The task force recommends $13,619 per person for every year lived in California. Again, if you prove that you've had discrimination in where you've lived by healthcare, then if you can say, well, yeah, I was trying to get health care here. They wouldn't give me a medicine. I needed this hospital, but they made me go to that hospital, or I couldn't get an ambulance right here, got an ambulance right there, and I can prove it. And they say, okay, well, then how long have you lived here? We'll give you $13,000 a year for every year you've lived under these terrible circumstances. How many people does that affect, and how many people can say they've lived here? This is the last one I'm going to throw out there. I haven't totally deciphered it yet. I was trying to, and I need more information, but I'm going to read you what it says. You guys can scratch your heads right alongside of me. Ready? In California, Black residents have an average lifespan of 71 years following the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, there's a comma, but I stopped and I read that again. It said, because this is the recommendation of the task force. In California, Black residents have an average lifespan of 71 years following the COVID-19 pandemic. How do they know that? We're only 2 years outside of the pandemic. Have we even, how long, wouldn't we have to put some time behind us and say, well, 12 years before the pandemic, Black people were living this long. 12 years after the pandemic, they were living this long. There's definitely a change right here at the pandemic. And then they get, can you surmise that in 2 years? I'm just asking. A decrease of 4 years prior to the pandemic. They've already said the pandemic caused Black people to their lifespan to be 4 years shorter on average. Not only are they saying that, but they say in this that they clearly, they read it, they just say it. Black people were affected by the pandemic. It was racially motivated, and we will pay them back for the money that their life is now shorter. We're going to include that. To the tune of $966,921 would be awarded. If your life is now being cut short 4 years because of the pandemic. Wouldn't that be for everybody? Wouldn't everybody's be life cut short? They specifically say it. There's more. I could read you more. I've read so much stuff in here, but there is, once you read this part of it and you're reading what people are saying quietly, the legislature is even saying, well, not all of this is getting through. We can't do this. We can't afford this. We can't do this. It hasn't even gone. Legislature hasn't even said we can't do all of it. There's no way. And even if they can, think about what California and Gavin Newsom has just done with what I've read to you. Now there's way more, but think about what he's done. Made a big statement that went global, all across the country. Black people were wronged and they deserve a ton of money. And I'm going to give it to them. You're all getting a free house for $1, 1.6 million. We're going to spend $800 billion. Each of you are going to get $6 million over your lifetime. Aren't those kind of the numbers they're throwing out? Isn't that what we all remember? I mean, varying to some degree, but we have them all stuck in our head of what they're getting. And we're like, what is going on? But are they actually getting it? They're not. He came out and said all of these things. The task force hadn't even decided yet what they were going to send to the legislation. And what they're sending is very hard to very difficult to achieve. Some black people are going to be pissed going, you said we were getting all this money. We ain't getting shit. This is a lot of fucking work. I don't qualify for half of it. What does that sound like to you? Bait and switch. Come down to the car lot for a shiny new car. Sorry, you're getting this heap over here. How can people still love this guy when it's clear that the big promise of the big money, he's quietly going, if you qualify, I'm going to give you a lot of money. If you can prove everything, you're going to be taken care of the rest of your life. If you are one of the certain chosen few that I've selected, and there's not many of you, there's so many caveats to this that all of his promises are going to have 10 million people run up to the front door, knock on the door in Sacramento and say, where's my money? And out of 10 million people, 9 people are going to get money. The hoops you have to jump through by what I'm reading on that is just, I can't even imagine how mad people are going to be over this. It's a lie. According to all when you read the record, it's a lie. Everything that everyone's out there saying, it's not even fucking true. It should all have a little asterisk that says maybe, possibly, if you can come up with, if you qualify, if you're 1 out of 10,000 and you qualified for every little block you could get. Yeah, maybe you could get 1.6. Maybe, I guess, probably. But you'd have to qualify for everything and been living here since 1977 or 71. But there's people on both sides excited about it and angry about it, thinking they're going to be set for life, and people that are going to be pissed off at California forever. Over what? What am I fucking missing here? I'm just reading it. I'm reading what it says. Which brings me to Sunny point number 2. Now, I know we're going off what the old Deuterino's got going on his head. I get that. All right? But I can read. I'm not using Common Core math to figure this out. I'm just looking at it going, are you fucking kidding me? Common sense, old school, read what it says. If it's too good to be true, it often is. I think that phrase applies here. Okay. Sunny point number 2. Nobody's really specified how this is going to be paid, but let's assume it's going to be paid by all of us in California. Why are not a lot of the businesses that might potentially be taxed to pay for this, why isn't everybody up in arms? Oh, there's pockets of resistance. There's things that are being said and done. I got that. But why isn't there a literal upheaval of 39 million people going, no fucking way are we paying for this? This becomes a projection. Running this through my graph of computer science up in my head, spitting out a quick answer. I'll tell you why. We're getting all the money. Let's say there's a bunch of people that got a bunch of money. They're going to go spend it. They're going to buy, this is the whole idea, the income inequality. This poor guy over here is driving a Datsun, and he wants a Mercedes. We're going to give him money. Well, the Mercedes dealers are going to be happy. The realtors are going to be happy. Going to be people out there. If everybody got $1.6 million, going to be a lot of houses sold, a lot of cars sold, a lot of mechanics are going to be fixing cars that are getting fixed up. A lot of gardeners are going to be hired to cut lawns. They're going to take. You think all these people that have never had this money before are going to get all this money? If it went the way that Newsom promises, all the money, all the money going to them is going to be right back in the economy in all of our hands in 20 minutes. They're going to take trips to Disneyland. They're going to travel the country. They're going to buy new cars. They're going to buy motorhomes. They're going to go on vacations. They're going to buy houses. They're going to go. The retail therapy is going to be at its highest. They're going to go in there and spend. They're all going to spend. Do you think they're all going to save it? Do you think all these people are just going to save their money? Look at every. I ain't even going to tell you this. I ain't going to tell you this. I ain't got to say it, but I'm going to say it. I don't got to, but I'm going to. You already know, but I'm going to say it anyway. All right? If this is a duplicate copy, erase mine. Okay. How many studies have we all seen? They follow and they track people who win the lottery. They get $10 million, $20 million, $5 million, and they fuck it up. And they're broke within a year. It happens to everybody. It doesn't matter what race, color, or creed you are. We all fuck it up. When we're poor people like me and we're gifted $40 million, we fuck it up every time. Very few, very small few, have their head on straight and they come out of it okay. All the rest of us, we fuck it up. We hire Van Halen to play our birthday parties. Yeah, there's a little Spicoli in all of us. And we do that kind of shit. And every year, there's 20 more people won the lottery, and 19 of them fucked up. But where'd the money go? They didn't light it on fire. They spent it. Maybe foolishly. Maybe not. It's their money. So all of these people are going to take all this money, and they're going to put it right back in the economy. They are not hanging on to it. So there's a ton of people that are going like this, going, ooh, boy, I'm going to open up a business in the black neighborhood. I'm going to sell me some stuff. There's greed out there waiting for this to happen because they know the money's coming right across the street. They know they're counting on it. Maybe, perhaps, in the old Deuterino's noggin, maybe I'm putting some pieces together that haven't been really talked about yet. That we if so, it's 2 for 2 tonight, baby. That's 2 for 2. Why is there not this big, huge emotional, mental, financial pushback from literally everybody? Other than people being angry because it's not fair and it's not them and on and on and on. But why isn't there an organized, I'm going to put millions of dollars into attorney's fees and tie this up in court and stop this legislation? Why isn't that happening? Because what's the worst that can happen? Everybody gets the money and they go spend it. Maybe people that were living in three families in a house, now they're going to rent 3 houses on that side of town. Well, if I have rental houses, I'm okay with that. Give them their money. If I got a car dealership, give them their money. What do I know? I'm just a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. I'm just a jabroni, as plain and simple like the rest of you. I think when Newsom promised all this, he knows he'd gain popularity among minorities. He knows they're not all going to get the money. He also knows what money does get out there is going to go right back into the economy. That's why nobody's fighting him on it. Not very loud anyway. I don't know. Does that help you guys out or does that make it worse? You can argue with me if you want to. I'm not saying I'm right. I just have opinions like everybody else. But throwing it out there. The stuff I'm reading, maybe I'm not reading everything. Maybe there's more. I don't know. Throwing out more stuff there. If there's more stuff that comes to light, if new things come to light, I'll be happy to tell you. But when you read what it says in the way that it says it, and then you realize the consequences of them getting this money is just other people getting the money right away. It's not staying with this group of people anyway. Not for 20 minutes. Some of them will keep it. Most of them are going to go spend it like a fucking mad dog. I would be out that day buying me some new shit. Just saying. All right. Now we can move on. There's a ton of stuff in here. I'm probably going to get my ass reamed between the sheets. All right. Let me go back over here. Let me get caught up. Let me have a drink here. This is not refrigerated Hawaiian water. No. This is the like Jolt Cola. All the sugar and twice the caffeine. Salty Aussie member for 3 months says, actually, Bob Iger started it, unfortunately. You're talking about a sliver where he was beginning to bend the knee and then left. It's not that you cannot pin this whole thing. You can say, well, he knocked the first rock down and the avalanche kept going. Yeah, people had to carry that avalanche. These were conscious decisions. This wasn't, Bob Iger didn't flip a domino and have them all fall down. No, not even close. I see what you're saying. You're not wrong about that, but let's keep it in perspective. Let's keep it right where it's supposed to be. All right. Bill dropped in $50, half a C note. Bill did not say where that money went, so Bill has just dedicated $50 to the Whiskey Fund, and that means one thing. I love Bill. Always have. We've been close ever since forever. M.W. Dawson, regarding Disney, you're off base with this, General. We'll see how it plays out. Maybe. I didn't say I was for sure, but Mike, you got to give me a little credit there. Let's see where Bob goes with that. I think he can make the changes that he wants to and not be in fault. Where's the tip jar? Oh, shit, the tip jar. I don't know. Is there no tip jar there? Did the tip jar come up? There we go. Tip jar's back. Sorry about that. I know I keep forgetting to put the tip jar up there. That's my fault. Please hit the subscribe and like and the bell and all the stuff. I don't know. Joe DeMitt at Gen X Talk says the only slaves in California are the working class taxpayers. That's for goddamn sure. Samuel Pancake, California, and yeah, go California and give people millions of something that happened in the 1800s and nobody living on this earth was alive back then. Yeah, that's the big cry from one side of the argument. They say, you were never a slave and I never owned a slave. Let's drop it. That's what they say. Trippy Pineapple, member for 14 months, got his big red one, says hydrate. Thank you, I did. Tori Randolph, General, why don't we, as Californians, just return the black descendants to the country where they are from? Because a lot of them are from here now. We can't do that. Samuel Pancake, with all these talks, it's going to open a wormhole because as soon as they give money to one race, they will have, well, I see what you're saying there. Native American, Irish, Jews money. It'll never be enough. Samuel's right on that. That's one of the things is one of the arguments, the physical arguments that I get in person with people is I always ask them, I say, okay, so if you get your reparations, is this it? Are we done? Well, I can't say that we're done. I say, no, that's right. Because even if someone says, I guarantee you give us this much money and we'll never bring up the slave thing again, I promise you, in 3 or 4 years, some dude will be on stage going, now that I've had time to consider this, I'm going to have my hand out again for more. It never ends. It's never going to end. Right now, fine. Do this thing across the nation. Go, here's the reparations for slavery. Pick a number and never ask for it again. Pick a number, sign a contract, never ask for any more money ever again. Is there a big enough number that will stop everybody from ever asking again? No. Even if they sign a contract, some lawyer would say, this contract is invalid. We signed it under duress. It's never going to work. It's never going to be enough. He's absolutely right. Ballistic integrity. As a black person, I approve your message. Thanks, man. You have no idea how much that really helps me mentally and emotionally. And I have black friends, and I have black fans and black supporters. And every now and then someone will write me something. They'll take a time to write me an email or something and go and give their side of it, and we align almost perfectly. I very much support your point of view as you do mine. Thank you for writing that. Michael Kornberg says, going to move to Russia by June. Any advice, my man? Yeah, don't move to Russia. The corruption level in Russia is almost unmatched, Michael. Yeah, I have some advice. Be careful. Stay in contact with your embassy and your friends and be careful. And seriously, be very careful. I am Insanity. Hey, Gen X, what's up, brother? 97 days clean and sober today. That's far out. You got to have day 97 before you can have day 98, 99, and 100. Call back on day 100. We want us to give you a big shout out. Ebo Sosa, $4.99, a hanker for a hunk of cheese. All right. I threw that out there, and the staff gets to see. I throw it in the Telegram, and then I pull it off Telegram to put it in here for you folks, and they get to see it as it goes by. And a couple of the younger staff members are going, what the fuck is that? Makes no, the cover picture for tonight's show. They didn't have any idea what it was. And then the older, more seasoned staff members, I think Lotork actually put up after people trying to explain it, he put up a link to the commercial. Remember that for the guy with you? That's what I said when we at the break between the save starting screen and the intro. I came on and I do my little 10 seconds of some weird, funny comment. I said, if your 10-gallon hat is feeling 5 gallons flat, because that's what he says in the song. He sings it. I'm not singing it, but you get the idea. All right, where are we at? TS Jedi, member for 5 months, Legion of X. Large families rock. My wife and I have 10 kids. Wow, you win. We only had 8. You win. You beat me by 2. Carl Gerard, our favorite Frenchman, member for 5 months. He's an extra. Carl, thanks for hanging out. Doug Dillner, how's CEO liking his job? He hasn't gone down yet. He needs to go to, he's been busy. He's only been a couple days. He needs to go down there and finish getting that job. Nice pull, though, that you remembered it from the other conversation. Eric O'Donnell, $2. Everyone hit the like button, please and thank you. David Swafford, $5. Just a public service mention. Dr. Phil always says to finish what I started today, as I started a bottle of scotch. We will all be very disappointed, Mr. Swafford, if you fail to achieve your goal of finishing that bottle of scotch. No cheating. Don't put it in your dog bowl. Don't accidentally pour some out. No. This is on you, my fine feathered friend. You started it. Iowa Spartan 563, member for 1 month, bottom of the Glass Nation. Hope you guys said hello, thank you, and thanks for sticking around. Patrick Timey, I'm saying that wrong. Patrick Timey, $2. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Did I finish it? You left the ... You wanted me to finish it, so I did. David Swafford, $5. I don't like when people talk about the Disney thing without reading the 1,500 pages, which I have not done. I'm telling you my perspective from an angle that nobody's talking about, just throwing it out there. Carl Gerard, turn my whole screen orange, $19.99. Sorry I was late, but I love listening to the General on 2.0 speed. 5-month member today, listening a lot longer. Glad I started the participation. Bottom of the Glass Nation and the Gen X family. So welcoming. And I can't read the Lionheart. Oh, the Lionheart Fund. Now, we're not giving money Lionheart Fund. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Mr. Blackstar, $2 for the Whiskey Fund. Thank you. And Steve MacDaddy, $5. Cheers, General. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate you. The Shoeless One, $2. While you're listening, hit the like button. Boy, you guys, I keep forgetting to say that. I'm not very good at that part of it. I forgot the tip jar. I did remember the PayPal thing tonight, right? Did I not? Okay. It's Ms. Hyde, $5. What kind of automotive work do you or did you do? Repair, machine shop, etc. I'm assuming based on your garage tooling, videotapes, topic and such. Basic general automotive repair. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Just try to do a good job at what was in front of me. Kid Brother Joey's in, member for 14 months. Kid Brother Joey, been around a long time, got his big red one. Bottom of the Glass Nation. Time's flying by. Good evening, bottom of the Glass Nation. Hope all is well. Good evening, General, sir, and Mom. Kid Brother Joey, not as much in here, not as much, you guys won't see it as much in the Bottom of the Glass Nation shows because everybody in here, quite a few people in here, know a lot about us. There's a lot of history in here already. But in other places, like in the Facebook sessions on either Facebook page, Kid Brother Joey answers a lot of questions. He's not a moderator. He's kind of a proxy moderator. Someone will say, what did you do for a living? And he'll tell him he was a mechanic. Kid Brother Joey's got a lot of knowledge on the basics, the fundamentals, the groundwork of the background of where we all are. So he has these things. It's kind of fun to watch Kid Brother Joey on Facebook. He won't do it as much here because everybody knows. But over there, it's very interesting because he's got a lot of things he can throw out there that saves a lot of us from having to dig it up. Say, well, what were we talking about over there? He gets them, and it's fun to watch. It really is. Thank you, Kid Brother Joey, for doing what you do over on Facebook. We appreciate you. Michelle M, 1999. Michelle turned my whole screen orange, and she says, work. Here's your prescription for... Boy, Gen X Mom puts these things up. They're so small sometimes for something as fuck. No RN doesn't stand for refreshments and narcotics. Studio Fun. Love Mrs. 4 in blue. Back to the pits. Now, Michelle, I couldn't read everything you wrote because you didn't put it up there very well. But She was the first person that I've seen that acknowledged that Mrs. Four Watton is swinging a blue wrench. Mrs. Four didn't even know that was going to happen. Loud one, $10, turn my whole screen yellow. Anyone in Tulsa area that wants to say good day, I'll be racing at the Tulsa Raceway. With some luck, there should be a big sticker that will make me hard to miss. Yeah, Loud one is he's got his race car out there, and we were designing a big kind of a curved red Gen X Talks sticker that goes on the back window. His windows are tinted, so the red with the white outline should look really good. We liked it so much that I cut out an oval of that black sticker, and I asked Gen X Mom to give me a bunch of like 4-inch stickers, 3 or 4-inch stickers here, and then a bunch of 9-inch stickers, the 9 to 12-inch stickers, like a bumper sticker, but it's oval. So we'll throw those things in there. When you guys order some stuff, then you'll see some free stickers and pins go by. That's why, because they're really cool. Ducas, welcome to the Legion of X. Thank you very much. All right, let's move on to the things that I hadn't got to yet. Oh, my God, I'm forgetting some stuff. You guys wanted a studio update online. Write this down. Get your pen. I'm not kidding. Get your pen out. Go get something. You're not going to remember. You've been drinking. You think you're going to remember, and then you're not. Lion has his ticket. He's arriving May 30th, and he is leaving June 9th. So 2 travel days, but the days in between, the 31st through the 8th, is the studio work week. Now, I've informed a few people personally before the program, but those are the times, if you think you want to come by and help, if you think you want to stop by and be part of the activities, you have to email me, because once we have a full crew, I don't need 400 people here. But if you have something to contribute, you're close enough where you want to be part of it, just email me, genxdad@genxtalks.com, and I will sift through the things and see what we need, what we're looking for. We're looking for a few things still for some help, but please email me if you're interested in helping out. Especially if you're within driving distance where you can drive and go and come back. There's a few of you that are. So please email me. We'll talk about it. We'll set it up. We'll figure out what's going on. We'll give you the address. You can show up. And hopefully this barn raising will get done on time. It'll mainly have to do with, do we get everything here? So, if we get everything here before Lion gets here. That's the big thing. He can show up with his tools, but if there's nothing to put together, then I have failed miserably. On top of that, he's going to arrive right about the time we're having one of the Bottom of the Glass Nation shows. It would be fun to have his mug on a screen, wouldn't it? Wouldn't we all drinking and carrying on? I think that'll be a kick. So we'll do that too. We'll get him on there and we'll do some of that. Stacy Cape, $10. Have a drink on me, General. Stacy, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take one right now, but the alcohol, well, that's coming. Insurmountable Kelly Cat, member for 6 months. How big of a studio table are you building? That reminds me, I didn't get him his measurements. I was supposed to, when we got off of our Zoom call today, we were actually in Discord, and we're in one of the chat rooms, the video chat rooms. He told me, when we hang up with this call, measure the table, and I didn't do it. I fucked up. I'm going to have to do this because I don't have an answer to your question. Drop a member for 2 months. What is the most needed items? Drop them. The most needed items are on the wish list for Amazon, and some of them are very expensive. Don't think that I'm just trying to go, hey, get out your checkbook. You guys asked for a complete list. There it is. There's also gift cards. If you want to donate a little bit on a gift card, okay, you can do that. But there also have been a couple of small issues with purchases on the Amazon wish list. Some of it goes through because we've gotten a few things, but I've also gotten probably just as many or more emails going, I'm trying to do it and it's broke. I don't even know how to work on that. That is completely up to my wife, who just wandered over to the microphone. Hi.
I have been busy tonight.
Have you? Good.
The sheets have been blowing up. I love it, love it, love it. I received a PayPal from Mrs. Four.
Oh, okay.
General.
That's me.
Aren't we still raising money for Lionheart's salary?
Why do we got to pay that dude at all? Isn't it enough that he's going to be here in our home, taking up space, breathing our air? Oh, yeah, well, we are. All right, so listen to me carefully. Mrs. Four Watton's correct. We are still raising money to have Lion earn some income. He's giving up his job for 10 days. So whatever he was making those 10 days, we are trying desperately to give him some money so his family does not suffer because of his generosity. All right, we got that. And Loud One said he's still waiting for his Home Depot list, which is on me because I had just today informed Lion in our little Zoom call thing in Discord of what you're trying to help with, and he's like, "I'll get a list." It's on me. Loud One, I know you're the Loud One. Actually called me and says, "Tell me what Home Depot is close to you. I'll buy some of the stuff and have it sitting there. You just go pick it up." It's great. There's nothing better than that. But he does need a list, doesn't he? We got to get him the list. So we're working on that. Josh Maddox says it won't let you super chat. Fuck. What? Josh Maddox says it won't let you. I don't even know what he's saying there. Doc McFly, and remember, what are you doing for an HVAC system? Well, we're trying not to spend $2,000. It's not a super big studio. It's freestanding. We have power. We have plenty of amperage to it. But Lionheart has thrown out some options for a unit that keeps heating, cooling, and humidity in one unit that you kind of bolt it to the wall or put it on a shelf and vent it right out I don't know. I don't really know enough about that to say. We're still figuring it out. We're trying to figure that out. Mike Perkins, remember from 1 year, I am only showing up if Low Torque is going to be there. Well, then he'll be here. It's a done deal because I want Mike Perkins to show up and just tell you, Low Torque will be here. And then I got to go tell Low Torque, if you don't show up, you're fired. So you got to be here. Quit your job if you have to. Divorce your wife. Abandon your children and be here. And he'll do it. He's very giving like that. Low Torque, give, never take. Cool cat. So where were we on that stuff? Yeah. So that's the deal. I'm sure the moderators put up the link for you guys for the Gen X Talks studio wish list. It is up there. We don't have the Home Depot side of the list yet. Working on that. But today is Tuesday. The next Bottom of the Glass Nation show is Thursday. Dead silence. There won't be anything here. Gen Z Kid has a big banquet. He's getting multiple awards for his FFA leadership and being an officer and being a participant for this is his last banquet for the last 4 years. So he's earned a special acknowledgments. We're going to be there. I'm going to be in that program.
The banquet's next Thursday.
You told me it was this Thursday.
I know, but he corrected me.
Never mind. We'll be here Thursday. You know what? She just walked. She's been beating me up all day. Don't make plans Thursday. Don't make plans Thursday. Don't make plans Thursday. So I'm telling you guys, we're not making any plans for Thursday because we won't be here. She leans in from the other side of the room. Oh, never mind. I fucked up. It's a week from Thursday.
I'll figure it out.
I'm sure you'll figure it out, but you're going to figure it out like 9 different times. You know what? I'm not repeating a goddamn thing you say anymore until it's 100% for sure. You're making me look bad in front of all my friends. Breathe. Take a big big breath. I'm frustrated with, yes, all of you, all of your gender, all of you right now, blanket policy, every woman out there. I'm reminded of one of the greatest philosophers of the 20th century, Iceman from Bodfish, who looked at me across the table one night and said the immortal words, chicks, man, chicks. Oh, and he meant it. And I use it. And it fits. Don't tell me it doesn't. Every man out there has shook his head and closed his eyes and quietly mumbled to himself those immortal words from Iceman. Don't think they haven't. If you're a woman, those words have been said about you at some point in your life, probably more than once or twice a week. True story. Just ask anybody. All right. So let's see. That's about it. I think I covered the stuff I want to. Sorry that I went a little bit on topic tonight because I actually had 2 things that I've been thinking about, kind of pushing my brain through. They both had to do with newsworthy items. But sometimes you guys need a little taste and a flavor of a different perspective. I gave you 2. Now, maybe you'll start hearing some of this. Maybe some of the mainstream news organizations will fall in line. Maybe we can consider this their show prep. You don't know. It's possible. Lionheart put in $1.99, just said, fuck. Not even sure what that means. Sean for notes, member for 6 months. Did you ever get that black tote open with the lock on it? Well, to be fair with you, that black tote with the lock on it took a very different turn. And we are going to be talking about that tomorrow during the audio podcast, which will drop at midnight on Thursday. So if you really want to find out what happened, you're going to find out that and more, which is interesting. And if you think the last one was a cliffhanger, where do you see this shit? Because I'm like, oh, fuck. Literally, I said, like, oh, fuck. And I did that out loud. And if you want to know the truth, my wife said it too. So, yes, on the podcast, the last podcast that came out Thursday, the audio podcast, that tells Todd it was in the middle of it. You're right. And then this one, which we're recording tomorrow, it's already on the list to make sure we don't forget to bring that up. We know that it's kind of like days of our lives. You guys are waiting for the next episode. So are we. We're there. So we'll do it for you. We'll make sure we say something about it. All right. Where was I? Josh Maddox put in $1.99. Best ever damn bar. Yeah. Now, FFA Banquet is May 18th next week. It's confirmed, or so she says. But she's a woman. It's her prerogative to change her mind, and she will. We'll have a whole bunch of stories. No one knows. But remember, this Saturday is the cooking show. That's right. As a Mother's Day present, this Saturday, the kid and I, with multiple cameras and lights and microphones and angles, we are going to do the cooking show. I'm not sure what we're cooking or how many things we're cooking. Gen X Mom is going to be doing this job with the Stream Deck and switching cameras. One will be on her. She can talk on it too and interject, and the rest of it is on it. If you saw her baking shows at Christmas time, we did 2 of those. It'll be like that, but I think we've worked out the cameras a little bit better, so more angles. Yeah, it's a true story. Yeah. This is just in. Holy shit, that's not right.
That's why I gave it to you.
That's not right.
That's why I gave it to you. You go ahead and announce that. It just came through on PayPal.
Is she drunk?
No, I think she's excited because she's got a blue wrench.
Well, I'd have given her that blue wrench a month ago.
No, I'm just teasing. That's so amazing.
I almost don't know what to say. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, my wife handed me her phone. This is not my phone. I would never have a pink iPhone. I would never have an iPhone. It certainly fucking wouldn't be rosemary red pink. PayPal just came through, and my wife galloped in here, much like a horse, and handed it to me. Mrs. For Watton, it is for the heat and air for the studio. She donated $1,000 towards that unit. And she said, it's a start. Holy Santa Claus shit. I've always been in love with Mrs. Fort Watton, so she is not buying my love. No. I have professed it openly on many occasions. I'm a little bit weepy right now. Mrs. Four, I don't know what to say other than thank you from the bottom of our hearts, because that is going to be an expense. That one unit is going to be quite something. We've been actually trying to figure out what we can get away with, because there's a couple things like that are so expensive that, I don't want to have to whore my wife out on the corner just to pay for this stuff. I don't. Now, I will, because I'm committed. And those are some sacrifices that I'm willing to make. But perhaps with with donations like that and people with a kind heart like you, we'll spare my wife from having to do those terrible things. It could happen. You never know. Thank you, Mrs. Four. You have been a shining example this whole time. Thank you very much for doing that. Everybody in the fucking comment section better say thank you and profess their undying devotion to Mrs. Four Watton from this moment on. You miserable sons of bitches. You better do it. I did. I'll do it openly again. I'll get on my knees and thank you very much for doing that. It's moments like that. Loud One has done some. Mrs. Four has done some. Some other people have jumped in like that. It's moments like that that really bring our family together and get us across the finish line, because that's what we're all trying to do, right? It's really not for Gen X Talks. You guys are all just trying to get me out of the living room, out of my wife's way with a new table. You guys are really banishing me to my own woodshed. I know what you're doing, but I'm going to pretend it's for me. I'm going to pretend it's for the good of Gen X Talks. Thank you guys for doing that. Thank you very much, Mrs. Four. You are unmatched, unparalleled, and I love you too much. Mrs. Fort Watt, member for 1 year. You have to have AC. You live in the desert. Yeah, we are in the high deserts of California. A lot of agriculture here. Just add water. But without water and temperature, we're in trouble. That's true. Thank you guys very much. I got to go. I'm running a little bit over on time here. There's some stuff I got to do. We will be here on, who's that? Look at that. Shoeless Joe Jackson. 300 to go along with Mrs. Ford. That just in those two, we're at 13 plus. There was a 50 from Bill. There was some 20s and 10s and 5s. Look at that. That's fucking huge. That's gigantic. Thank you. Shoeless one, the Shoeless Joe Jackson. Thank you for doing that. I really, really, really appreciate that. Now we're getting, and you know what Lionheart's doing? He's writing down like this. Okay, we got 1,300. He's flipping the page. We don't need this one. Ooh, this one right here. This one will work. He's got his pencil out. There's no doubt he's got his pencil out because when we're talking today, he had all the plans printed out in quadruple, and he's drawing on stuff and saying how things are going to fit. Oh, I'm telling you. What's the other one? Tim Mitchell, 499. Hey, gentlemen, just sent you an email. $1,000 will buy the system, and I can help install it. Thank you, Tim. If you sent me an email, I will get that shortly. I promise. Loud one, $5. If we weren't in the middle of a closing, brother, I'd be matching her. But get me the Home Depot list that my credit card may get hurt. Loud one is in the. You guys know Loud one steps up all the time, and he does not like to be outdone ever. That's like his mantra. He stands tall on that. But right now he's in the middle of closing on a house. He's got to be careful where his money is, where it goes, and what he does. When the house closes and escrow closes and the keys are in his hand, when the keys are in his wife's hand, then he can go back and he can get his checkbook out and do some stuff. You know he always does. He always had. You caught him just in a moment where his hands are tied. That's fine. Loud one. Everybody loves you. We know your dedication. We're not questioning you at all. I know you would have gone toe-to-toe with Mrs. Ford, but you don't have to. All in good time, my friends. All in good time. All right, listen. So we'll get to more of the stuff. Check out the website, genxtalks.com. I'm going to update it all tomorrow, and then you can see what's going on when we'll be on, when we want. If there's a special occasion or something coming up, a lot of it's already posted, so you can go check it out. But there's more stuff coming. There's a lot more coming. There's some very interesting things we're doing. You guys get to be part of a lot of them too. And I will close with this. The East Coast trip, our little tour, our little jaunt to the East Coast where we can stop in some cities and see you guys is one step closer to happening. We have a new vehicle that we have been driving my wife around in, and she has been thoroughly enjoying the seats. They are comfortable. She can do the lumbar support. She can do the temperature controls. Everything that normally would hurt her is not. We're going to try some longer trips, but it's looking like this is going to be the answer. Once we have a definite go, once we get the thumbs up from her that this is going to work, she will plot out the trip and let you guys know where we're going to be on what day, what time, and where we're staying. And then anytime you guys can come by and meet us, we'll pick a place, we'll hang out, have a few beers, have something to eat. Doesn't matter where it is. I don't care if it's in the parking lot of a McDonald's. I don't care if it's at a conference room at the Sheraton. It doesn't matter. As long as I get the privilege of meeting you guys, that's what's important, and that's what I'm looking forward to most. So we are one big step closer. That was a gigantic leap forward in that direction. It's working out really good so far, and we'll let you know as it goes along. But I thought you guys would want to know that is still on. It is still happening, and we're still pushing that way down the road. And for everybody who keeps emailing me about the Route 66 bike run, no, I don't want you driving a car alongside of us. That's not the point. Okay. Well, can I drive my Toyota right alongside you guys? No. It's a bike run. Stop it. All right. Listen, I got to go. I got to get out of here. It's time for me to depart. Thank you guys for showing up wherever you're listening from, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or anywhere around the world on the Armed Service Radio Network. We thank you guys. If you had a little bit over an hour of your time to waste, what better place to waste it than with Gen X Talks? Remember, wherever you go, there you are, and I'll catch all you guys on the flip side.